Where do you go when you made a Pro plugin? Well, you go Ultra. At least that's what Audified must have been thinking with the new Mixchecker ULTRA plugin. It has been over 2 years since I reviewed Mixchecker Pro, and this new Ultra version takes everything from that plugin, slaps on some new graphics, and actually adds a few very useful new tools. The idea of Mixchecker is that you get a whole slew of different speakers and headphone models that all sound different, so you can have sort of extra devices in digital form to check your mixes on, just as you would do with real speakers and extra headphones. You get 94 choices, all with a nice icon where you can guess what type of listening device it is. The description will also give you hints. As far as I can judge, these devices by themselves are pure EQ curves. Complicated curves with that. In the manual there's no mention of these being impulse responses. They are called simulations, but you can load in your own impulses if you created them. Some of these models will have distortion in muted orange. That means you can add device-specific distortion to the playback. Not every model has this option. Any change in stereo width is because of a different setting on the stereo bass slider, which is a stereo width control. 100% has the same width as the original audio, and 0 is mono. This is a plugin you want at the very end of your audio chain. These models do not offer any room emulation or crossbleed, so you will not get any benefit when you mix on headphones with this plugin. For that you need other ones. Also, another thing to keep in mind with these offered listening devices is that you listen to these profiles through your headphones or speakers. These will absolutely add their own coloring on top of these profiles. It will never be an exact emulation of these devices, unless you have the most linear speakers and most linear acoustic space in existence. Because of that, I would never say that all these speakers and headphone profiles are 100% truthful. That doesn't mean they are not useful to quickly check your mix. They are, even if it were just to reset your ears by listening to a completely different sound. By enabling this button here, the plugin will auto-cycle between the listening devices you have selected. This button here will give you a few channel modes to check your mix through, and there's noise. This is actually quite smart. You get background noise which plays over the audio. This way you can check how your mix still holds up in noisy environments. Before we take a look at the new features, please make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Let's use Mixchecker as an effect over my voice during the sponsored segment of this video. Are you a musician looking to get your music onto popular streaming platforms like Spotify and Apple Music? DistroKid makes it simple for artists to get your music out there. Plus you'll keep 100% of the royalties you earn from your streams. Why not give it a try and see for yourself why so many artists are choosing DistroKid to distribute your music. Use the link in the description of this video to get 7% off of your first year on DistroKid. Now, the new features added to Mixchecker ULTRA are 5 measurement tools and a A/B function. You get a frequency analyzer, loudness measurement, goniometer, dynamic range meter and a stereo dispersion display. Now, when you use the player and load in a reference audio track, each of these modules can show the data for both the reference track and the audio of your project so you can compare. Also, the audio of the reference track can play back through any of the listening devices you have selected here. The features of Mixchecker ULTRA make it a useful tool for you to check your mixes through and can give you a new perspective on your mix. It will give you info on whether you need to tweak more or not. Now, the price of this plugin is around $150, which I find pretty steep. The upgrade price from Mixchecker Pro is $39, which I think is pretty okay.